Hi, I'm Ashley and I love the 49ers.
And I'm Nicole and I love the Chargers.
And we are touchdowns
and tight ends.
We are not experts,
but we are passionate.
Yes, and thank you guys for joining us on a Thursday evening while Thursday night football is still in the fourth quarter. We appreciate you guys being here for us. So, Nicole, what are you drinking tonight?
Today it's just hydrating. Gotta hydrate for the weekend.
Very similar thoughts. I just have me a little strawberry Perrier.
Ooh, the strawberry ones are so good. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
I have the game on in the background. Have you watched any of this game?
Yeah, I did. I just watched the Jets get 2 touchdowns in the third quarter before I came to get ready. Was that the third quarter? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
fourth quarter, I think it was the fourth quarter because it was like 44 to, I don't know. They were up by like 18.
When I was watching the game, it was 24-42.
So I decided to make some changes in my fantasy this week, and I dropped Hines and picked up Crowder.
Okay.
That was not very smart.
I benched Hines this week. But I played Taylor, who's getting me like 32 points right now.
Well, there you go. That was a winning situation for you.
I picked up Elijah Moore this week for my other team, and he also has gotten me a lot of points. And so I'm not too bummed on those guys right now. I mean, I am 1-7 in one of my leagues right now.
But your team's doing all right.
I mean, the other team doesn't have anybody playing right now, so
we'll see. You'll get your first win.
I have 1 win. I'm 1-7. I need 2 wins.
Oh, 1-7. What are you in your other league?
3-4.
Okay. You still have time to catch up.
I'm kind of figuring it out, as we go. Like, I'm like, Oh, okay. I kind of figure out what to do. But I think for the first couple of weeks, I kept making poor choices. Like, I would bench people and they'd get a ton of points. And then I'd be like, dang it.
It's so frustrating. It's like the week I almost benched Allen this week just because he hasn't been doing much, right? And so I was like, no, I don't really have anybody else to put in for him. So I put him in and he did okay. Not like he did last year or the year before, but he's doing all right. But it's not him. It's Herbert. Herbert throws to everybody, Rivers just would always throw to Allen.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Herbert, should we get into our thoughts on week 8? You guys came off a bye.
We came off of a bye, and we also came off of a loss. So was it just the bye? Yeah, we came off the bye. I really thought we were going to take this game. I thought that just based on, the huge loss that we dealt with last year being 45-0 against the Patriots, I thought that maybe this would be our revenge game. The team that I've been seeing all season has been really strong, and I don't know what's going on the last couple of games, but there was a couple reasons why we lost that game. One was interceptions, the picks, our defense. I mean, we've got to improve on our run defense. We have to make stops in the red zone, and we need to trust Herbert to make decisions because he's the one that's on the field. He knows what's going on. He has a feel for what's happening, and we're not doing any of these things. So we started off strong. We got a touchdown right out the gate, right, with Austin Eckler, and then the Patriots came back and they got a touchdown. And then we got a second touchdown. And then it was just like after the second half, we just kind of fell apart. I mean, our old safety, Adrian Phillips, I mean, he was a hero for the Patriots that game. I don't know. Did you watch the game at all?
So I watched like part of the first half, but because of the timing of the game, I had to stop and get Brixton's face ready for Halloween. Like I had to do all the... Guys, check out my Instagram. Brixton was Chucky for Halloween. I was pretty proud of myself with my makeup.
She looked great.
We all know I can't really do makeup, so I was stoked. But yeah, so I was doing that while the game was on. And then Lincoln was giving me a play-by-play. Matter of fact, he was like, oh, they intercepted the ball. Oh, he scored. I was like, oh, that was a pick six you're telling me about, huh?
You're like, oh, Nicole's not happy right now. It was kind of like after the second touchdown, it was just 3 and outs, interceptions, turnovers were a killer. The Patriots deserve to win that game. You know, I was messing with Dean saying, you know, he's just talking all sorts of crap about how the Patriots own the Chargers. And I really, truly believed that we were going to win that game. And now it's just, you know, we'll get him next time.
I think, let me pull up your predictions. I think on your predictions, you put it would win, not maybe a loss. You did put that you guys would win.
I really thought we would. And, you know, I haven't, I don't know. I don't have a great feeling about Mac Jones. I do a little bit more now. I think that he's pretty good, but before the last couple of days for them, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sold on him.
You know, I think I said it on our last recording. I wanted the Chargers to win, but like, I feel like the Patriots are kind of finding their footing, and Mac Jones is probably the best rookie quarterback out there playing right now. I want to say Joe Montana just released something saying he would have drafted Mac Jones over Trey Lance for the 49ers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know.
You didn't want Mac Jones, right?
I didn't, but probably not. Probably like for like just like weird reasons that had nothing to do with football. He just kind of like seemed like lazy and weird attitude-y. Like I didn't feel like leadership vibes from him, you know?
Yeah.
Well, but apparently he's doing that. Or like, I mean, Belichick is a amazing coach.
It was kind of cool. It was like a little starstruck to see, because we, you know, when you go to the field, you can stand. When we go to the games, you can stand on the field when you get there early enough. So we went there early because we had the kids. We wanted to make sure that they could stand and like see the field and be right there. And Belichick was right there, and that was kind of a like fan, you know, experience. It was like, oh, I mean, it's Belichick. It's such a big deal. And then Hunter Henry was right there, like right in front of us. And I was just like, I miss you, Hunter. And he's like,
didn't he get a touchdown too?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought he had some kind of play while he was there. So, well, I am sorry you lost.
It's okay. It's okay. We've got next week. I feel like for a lot of us, this week 9 is crucial. It's crucial and how the rest of the season's gonna go. But so you have a different story than me this week.
Oh, finally.
You're New Jersey and you guys won. So how did you feel about the game?
Well, so like it's really funny though, because we lost our game off of our bye week also to the Colts. So I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe something coming off buys. Obviously, I feel really good. I think that we had to win on Sunday. Our record was not so good. I think you guys are what? You guys are 4-3 and we're 3-4 right now.
Yeah.
And so we played the Bears, and I did predict us to win this one. But as you know, like with my team this year, I'm like, I'm not gonna put it past a single team that we're gonna win or that it's gonna be an easy win. But we looked pretty good. I feel like, did you watch the game at all? Probably not, because you were driving to the. Yeah, I feel like
we saw a little bit of it, like in the tailgate, but no, not really.
Yeah, I have some notes. So I feel like we looked pretty good. So you know, we won 33-22. We were down in the first half. I think we only had a field goal. Maybe it was 2 in like the first. We had two field goals in the first half, and like that's all. Anna missed one, so I was like, "Oh, great, here we go." And then the second half was like a whole new 49ers team. It was like the team, you know. So in the first half, we were 2-6 on third downs and a lot of dropped balls. So what should have been easy touchdowns or scores, we missed. And the second half is where we picked up. So we got our first touchdown in the third quarter.
Was that Debo?
I don't remember. So Debo, I believe in the third quarter, Jimmy threw an 83-yard pass. Debo caught it, thought it was a touchdown, got called back because he had stepped out of bounds.
Okay.
And then Jimmy ran it in for a 2-yard touchdown.
Jimmy killed it.
Jimmy ran 2 touchdowns in. And I'm like, who's this guy right here running touchdowns in? So let's see. He was 17 for 28 in passes, threw for 332 yards. The defense, I thought, like, kind of struggled a little bit. Like, I felt like we should have been able to hold the Bears to fewer points. But the defense, we had 4 sacks in that game, 2 from Bosa.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Josh Norman intercepted a ball, which is when I was like, okay, it's done. It's over. So I think overall the team looked well. It looked like I don't know that we found our identity yet, but I think that they found some passion or something. I was listening to 49ers talk this morning, and they were saying, I think Matt Miyoko, God, I'm going to mess up his name. It was saying that Kyle Shanahan had asked John Lynch to come and have a talk with the players to, like, motivate them on Saturday night when they were in Chicago. And so I don't know if, like, that did something.
Yeah.
Jimmy's also from Illinois. He had over 100 friends and family at that game. So you think about the pressure there is when you get friends and family there. Hey,
hey, David, thanks for joining. So he said 1 game at a time. CG Ruthless Sports will be attending the 49ers versus the Red Chickens game. He plans on streaming but can't really show the game. And then he also says Jimmy G played well, but I would like to see him be consistent and take care of the ball.
I agree. I was just about to say, so it's really great that Jimmy had a good game, but now can he do it again? And our next 2 games, I know we'll get into week 9 in a minute, but our next 2 games are so crucial. You just said it, like, week 9 is crucial. It really is. There's so many teams sitting right now at like 3-4 and 4-3 that are kind of, these next few games will determine, like, who's really going for that 7th spot in the playoffs versus the teams that start to really fall, you know? So overall, it was a good game. I did get a new jersey. I'm wearing it.
And you did.
You know? Got my jersey. I had to retire Kittle from game day. It's not like I won't wear that jersey anymore, but currently Kittle will stay in my closet on game day during games.
Well, and hopefully you don't have to wash that jersey anymore.
God, dude, I was looking at my Kittle one. And it's like so jacked up from, like, washing it. I was like, see, dude, like,
I'm washing this too much. I can't be doing this.
Yeah.
So
good to win.
So there was a couple really good games this week. A few things for me personally that I didn't want to happen. One of them was the Chiefs beating the Giants. I definitely wanted the Giants to win, but I'll tell you what, the Giants played so much better, I believe, than the Chiefs. And that was practically their, like, backup team. I mean, they left most of their starters back home. So I really don't know what's happening with the Chiefs. They are not the same team that they've been in years past. But Giants fans, that was a great game. Wish you guys would have won. And the other thing for me that I didn't want to happen was the Broncos won. So everyone in my division took a win. We took a loss. Raiders were on bye. And then I know that you were pretty happy about the Cardinals game.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I called that, though. I said the Packers are going to hand the Cardinals their first loss. And they did. They sure did. So I was happy about that. And then, you know, I was bummed that the Seahawks won. Of course, they are still behind us, but they're on bye this week. So then things will kind of even out. But like, obviously, selfishly, I'm like, I need the teams to do worse than mine. It's like the Seahawks need to keep losing.
Hey, Amin, the dream.
Hey, Amin.
Thanks for joining. You still thinking the Rams are going to take it for you guys?
I do. Dude, if I'm being honest, I think the Rams are probably going to the Super Bowl.
So if you had to guess today, if you had to predict who's going to the Super Bowl, what are you saying?
Rams, Bills.
Rams, Bills.
What about you?
Okay. Packers were missing 11 starters total.
And they still beat.
And this week they're missing the
we'll
biggest.
Get into that, I'm sure.
Yikes. And they're playing the Chiefs. Man.
I know. I was like, why couldn't this with him have happened in week 3 when we played them?
Right?
We would have won.
I know. It doesn't matter that the Chargers lost because the Niners got the big win. Hey, does matter.
We want both teams to win.
Doesn't
Perfect
matter.
Super Bowl for us.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. In week 9, you guys are playing the Eagles. How are you feeling about that game?
I was feeling really strong about, like it's like you said, I don't know what to think anymore. Every prediction that I've made, or just the whole NFL, everything that's going on this year, it's crazy. I mean, there's so much drama. There's I was really hoping with the trade deadline that the Chargers would try to do something, and we didn't, which could be good, could be bad. I'm not sure. But as far as the Eagles, they beat the Lions last week, 44-4.
Yeah, but the Lions are what? 0-7, 0-8 now?
0-8.
Yeah. I hope they get one win.
But I hope they do too. But I think, again, like I mentioned earlier, as long as we improve our run defense, right now we're allowing the most rushing yards per game and first downs than anyone else in the league. We have to improve on that. I mean, that's a must. We have to make stops in the red zone. There was a couple times during the Patriots game where Mac Jones was wide open for like a good chunk of time. And it's like, where is the defense? Everyone is so, they're just not focused. And we've got to come together. I don't know what they're going to do this week. But if we can make those things happen and have a little more trust in Herbert and let him make some of his own decisions on what he thinks is best, I think we can win. I don't think that the Eagles are a better team. But again, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I feel like you guys can win too.
I mean, yeah. And all the predictions for us with the Patriots, though, like all the experts, everything, even the loss, like the Vegas spread, everything was Chargers are going to take that one.
Dude, I don't even listen to that anymore because first off, they always predict that the 49ers are going to lose. So like, but I feel like I'm like, I can't even. Well, I know. So we have a huge game coming up on Sunday. We play the Cardinals.
Amin the Dream Macaroni Jones.
That's a good one.
Great.
That's really good.
Yeah, this is an intense game for you guys.
We haven't won a game in our division yet. And we have not won a home game since last year.
Well, so step back. You predicted the Cardinals to lose, right? You predicted that Green Bay was going to give them their first loss.
Yeah.
You predicted that you're on a winning streak. You got the new jersey. So what do you think is going to happen?
So in my original predictions, I said that we would lose this one, but I said we'd win the other ones. If you remember, I said, I think we'll go 1-for-1 with all of our division teams. So I'm hoping we win this one, but it's almost like these are two different teams playing each other. So week 5, when we played the Cardinals, that was Trey Lance's game. Jimmy was out injured. We didn't have George Kittle. We had a ton of injuries, right? And the Cardinals had their full healthy team on a winning streak, where this time we have Jimmy, who had a good game. We have Trent Williams back. George Kittle's supposed to be back. Robbie Gould is supposed to be back. We're supposed to have a bunch of our players back right now. And the Cardinals have some key players with injuries right now. And while I think they will probably play, we'll see. So let's see. Kyler Murray hurt his ankle in the last play of the game.
Yep.
Last week. He hasn't practiced at all this week, but they say he'll be good to go. But still, right? He hasn't practiced. There's an injury. Yeah. Hopkins has a hamstring injury, has not practiced this week, right? Without those two right there, I'm like, that's the whole damn team. That's like all the points you get. And
that's who carries the team for sure.
And Watt is out for the season. So all those players played against us, against a broken 49ers team, and we're getting some of our big weapons back. And so I think it could be a different game. You even think like with Kyler's ankle injury, he likes to run the ball around. Yeah. Well, if his ankle's jacked, he ain't gonna be doing a bunch of running. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, obviously I want us to win this one. And again, I called it. I think that the Cardinals will get a couple more wins this season, but I think they're just going to start to go like this.
All right, so we've got a couple comments here, but and I totally agree. Oh, Patriots, would you, Dean? Could you give me a break? So, hi, Dean. By the way, thank you for joining. So, Amin the Dream says Bill Belichick knows how to attack your weaknesses, and that's what he did with Herbert and Wilson and many other QBs. He does. He absolutely does. I thought it would be different this year with a different coach, and but I think he figured out Herbert rather quickly. David says to you, Ash, we are due. It's a must win, being a divisional matchup.
Yeah.
Then my friend Dean, Patriots. So I think you guys, the game that you played last week, the cohesiveness of the team, having Jimmy, you guys are going to go in there with a lot of confidence. I hope, right? And it's just going to be a totally different game.
Well, yeah, we're coming off a win. They're coming off a loss. So they could be like, hey, we got to get this win. But we know sometimes it's hard to bounce back, especially with those key injuries. And so it's really interesting. The challenge for us this week is we're both 1:00 games. So
yeah. Well, we'll just have to text each other through the games.
I'll just flip on commercials. I'll go to the Chargers game.
One of these days we should do a live when we're watching the game. I don't know. That might be maybe a little intense, but could try. Luke says, Niner gang, let's go. David, what's up, Luke? All right.
Thank you guys for joining us, by the way. I am sure the game ended and
the Jets lost. I feel so bad. I really hope the Lions get a win too. I just feel for these teams that just keep losing game after game.
The rest of the league is 3-4, 4-3. It's it's a really tight race. There's a couple teams, the Rams, the Cardinals, the Bucks.
Well, the Jets won last week, I believe.
They did.
Yeah.
So
a couple big things happening in the NFL right now. Again, this year is just whoa. Not gonna get into it, but everyone's aware of what happened in Las Vegas and with Ruggs. So all we want to say is condolences to everybody involved. But we're not going to discuss that. Aaron Rodgers not playing this week. Again, don't want to get into any of that. Hopefully he'll play the week after. We'll see.
But who the Packers get back this week? Adams.
So they do get him back, because somebody told me earlier.
I saw something that said he's coming back. He's off the COVID list.
Oh, all right.
So they're going to lose Rodgers, but get back Adams.
Okay. Well, that's good. So 49ers Lakers for life. Hello, ladies. Hello. Luke says we're going to pick up the momentum and this newfound inspiration across the board, but especially in BA, and unpack it on the cards. I hope so, guys.
Brandon Ayuk's going to break out soon. Just watch what happens.
I hope so. I have him on.
I think he will. I think he's going to start getting people some points soon in their fantasy leagues.
Dean, absolutely. This was one of the ones that, I was going to bring up. This was huge. Not sure what the Broncos were thinking here. But the Rams are just stacking themselves. And
you're why they're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. They're not going to have any picks for a while, but still the team, they don't need it at this point. So that was a big one. And then the Pittsburgh sending my boy Melvin Ingram to the Chiefs. I don't like that. I don't want Ingram in my division unless he's on the Chargers. I hope that he does well, though. He wasn't happy with the Steelers at all. He didn't stay there very long either. So we'll see what happens. Deshaun Watson, OBJ, still with their teams, not playing. I know I posted today about OBJ where people some funny stuff. The Kleenex thing, he needs to go to the Kleenex headquarters because all he's doing is crying. Where do you come up with this? I love it. It was so funny.
Well, and I'm like, dude, he's been on my fantasy team all year and has done nothing for me. Nothing.
Nothing. All right. So Mac Jones, 24-27. Yes, I know. Very well aware. Thank you. We got robbed from another Mahomes Rodgers matchup. 2019 Mahomes missed the Packers game, and it should have been Packers versus Chiefs in Super Bowl 55. The fact that Aaron's not playing this week really is bothering me, because the Chiefs now, if we can't pull this win, we're going to drop. That just can't happen.
Yeah.
I'll post this, but I'm not even going to say it. So Ashley, what were your big takeaways this week
on
with the trade deadline and everything else that's going on?
I mean, I think the big ones I had written down were what you had, and just an earlier trade was like Ertz to the Cardinals was a big one. He's already done some good things for them, and then just the Jets picked up Joe Flacco, which it looks like they need a quarterback because their backup got hurt today too.
Oh, who?
White.
Oh yeah, and he was doing pretty good when he first started too.
Zach Wilson's out. White just got hurt, and then who was just in? Josh Johnson, who got a couple of touchdowns right now, and then I guess Joe Flacco, and then the 49ers. The only person they picked up was Charles, and I might mess this up, Omenahu from the Texans for a 6th round pick in 2023 for the defensive line. And I know people will say we probably don't need that position, but again, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and he still has a year and a half on his contract. So if we pick that up, right, we get him for that long. And we have a bunch of people in our defensive line who are on 1-year contracts and will be free agents. And so it kind of starts to set us up for the future. And so I think Shanahan is thinking of also 2022 season, not 2021. I know. Although I feel like we probably could have used a corner and maybe a safety, but we did sign, and I didn't write their names down, but we signed a linebacker, a safety, and a wide receiver today.
Nice.
All to the practice squad. So, yeah.
Well, you guys are signing people. We are losing people to injuries, and we're not signing anybody. So, Dean says, like your New Jersey, Ash.
Thank you. I did have to get 2 of them, guys, because I bought a men's medium, which is like the size of my Kittle one. And it was so big on me. Apparently,
Ashley's 5'2", so a men's medium, it was probably like a dress on you.
Oh, it's like a dress. Youth extra large.
Mac Jones would have looked much better in our offense. Just saying, with our guys and weapons, man, the kid's consistent. Jimmy better level up or level out.
I don't agree. Mac Jones is a pocket player, which is like what Shanahan likes. We'll see what happens when Trey Lance starts to play.
Justin Herbert. Nicole's jersey is better. This is, I think, the first time I've seen a Chargers fan in here. So thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining. And guys, just a reminder to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, touchdowns_and_tight ends. And next week, Ash, what are we doing? Are we doing Tuesday live next week?
So I meant to talk to you about this before we went live. So I am out of town next week, Tuesday through Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we can do Monday. What's the Monday night football game?
I don't know.
Me neither.
No, if I can do Monday.
So okay, so make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, because Nicole and I will put an update on our Instagram for when we're going to go live next time. I think my travel next week is the last travel I have for the rest of the year.
Okay.
David said, what are my thoughts on the defensive end the 49ers traded? Traded for the defense. We didn't trade any. Oh, the person that we got, Omenahu. I don't know much about Omenahu, but I know that he's supposed to be pretty good, and he was drafted pretty high just a few years ago. So,
and then Justin Herbert. It's funny to say that. I'm like, oh, hey, Justin Herbert, how's it going? Yeah, there's not many of us out there. sad. You know what's funny is most of the interaction we get on Instagram is from Chargers fans. But whenever we come here, it's mostly the 49er show.
Yeah. Well, we had Justin Herbert and Mac Jones join us on tonight's live. So
I mean, it's a good show, guys. We've got all the stars here tonight. All right.
Make sure you guys click the little bell so you guys get notifications for when we do go live, because right now it hasn't been consistent days and times. But yes, follow us on Instagram, and there's some good content, guys, on there for you. That'll make you laugh also.
Thanks, Luke. Cheers, ladies. Just stepped in to show you some love. Make sure everyone likes the video and sack that like button. We appreciate it as always. My boy Herbert says, let's go. Chargers bolt up, baby. Yes, David, he has a good pressure rate, but not many sacks to show for it. I think he will thrive in our defense.
I agree. So,
and 49ers Lakers for life is laughing. Yes. That's probably our favorite thing to do is make you guys laugh and interact. So, Dean, you know what? No, you didn't. You actually didn't. I don't know where you were watching, but where I was sitting, it was mostly Chargers fan. And that was the first game that I have been at that there was more Chargers fans than there were the opposing team, besides the Browns game, but I wasn't at that game. So, I will say I have a lot of Patriot friends, and the fans at the Patriot game were the best so far. I mean, but I've dealt with the Raiders, the Cowboys. The Pats fans were awesome. Levi Parker, Niners. Got some more Niners love here. Don't know why it makes the red heart black when you pull it up. Supposed to be red and gold, baby. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Luke. All right, guys. So, Ash, did you want to end with anything? Traditions? Maybe we'll see what happens with your win next week in the jersey. And
yeah, I didn't think of a question to ask everybody tonight. We'll have a good one for you guys soon.
What have we done so far?
Food, drink, traditions.
I know I asked on Instagram today if people preferred going to games or watching the games from home, and it was literally 50-50. I was surprised. I thought more people would like games, but I guess when you're at a game, you can't just sit and focus and watch, and you don't get to see everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And it depends on your seats, right?
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining. We'll think of a good question for next week, and good luck to your teams, as long as they're not the Eagles for me.
Or the Cardinals.
Or the Cardinals for Ash. So thanks, guys. And we will update Instagram with the next live. Have a great night.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.